All right. Yeah, numbers are rolling.
So now what?
Do you know any of the questions?
I don't know any of the questions. They're all the way across the room. I can't see them from here. I do have an idea, though, because... Nope, I misplaced my cell phone, so it didn't even matter.
Did you bring it in?
It's possibly in the car,
Can
but...
you read this?
It says Leroy questions and then other questions. So I think I can read it from here.
Okay.
But we'll figure it out. All right, guys. So another week, another podcast. This week we are in a new location with Mr. Leroy Anthony, as he's sitting over here staring at me just with frustration over the amount of time that it took in order to set all this up. Rebecca also frustrated, but she's smiling, so at least that's a little bit more positive.
Yeah.
But you go ahead.
You're in my nap time. That's what's going on.
Yeah, I also made Leroy.
It's 2:05.
It's 2:05 on Tuesday, so this is before all of the shutdown stuff has happened in Colombia, because we were like, they're shutting the city down, so we gotta do this quick, so that way we can upload it by Friday. Rebecca, what do we got today?
Okay, so first question. What is your biggest pet peeve of CCH students?
They will break something and not tell anybody.
Yep.
And you get to find it. Or they fix it not even close to right.
Yep.
But the big thing is break something or tear something up or whatever the case and not tell anybody.
Yep. If you've met Leroy or me, like, we're not mean people. We just, if you got a problem, just let us know.
What's the craziest thing you've seen broken and not been told about?
Well, before we moved kids into the big house, or maybe right after, the shower drains backed up, and I pulled glass out of there, like beer bottles. But that was none of our kids
Not
did
us,
it.
yeah.
It was a Fiji's, and
Wait, this is in 2008?
yeah, way back when.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. And I know a good pet peeve. When the girls were there, I would pull razors out of the drain, along with the hair.
You mean like shaving razors and stuff?
Shaving razors, like
So like the heads or like the full...
the whole thing.
Okay.
So how can you shave your legs or whatever and then drop it and then not tell anybody?
Repeatedly. I get
Yeah.
once, I get that. Everybody makes mistakes.
Yeah.
But more than once, that's
Yeah.
not
That's
okay.
probably my biggest pet peeve is razors down the drain. And I get them by accident.
Yep.
Or the
So-
backs off of remotes. The back that for the battery case, they just disappear. Nobody knows a thing about
I feel like
it.
that's like a life thing, you know? Like either the remote disappears or the back to it. You can't have both. Like
Oh, yeah.
it's just either all gone or part of it's gone. You can't have 100%.
Yeah, what are you going to do when you grow up and move out on your own? Mom's not there, and I'm not there to take care of you.
All right, we've riled Leroy up. Let's let's move on.
next question. This was one of yours. Do you want to ask
It's so far away.
it? Okay.
Just reach and grab it. All right. All right. Where'd you find yourself after you graduated from Mizzou? Because, you know, first off, what did you study at Mizzou? This is like upon graduation.
All right.
So,
Some kids have questioned that I actually went to Mizzou, and yes, I did. I graduated. I went 4 years and 1 semester, way
Doing
back when.
better than I am.
So when I graduated, I got a degree in animal science, and I took every protection class known to man. So I was a professional agriculturist. How's that sound? We moved to Iowa, Otobote, Iowa. We worked on Shinron Farms, which was 8,000 acre farm or ranch, whatever you want to call it.
Who's we?
My wife and I. Sorry.
Oh, okay. You're good.
I went up to take care of the race horses, and they had 100 of those. We had 25,000 head of cattle, 3,000 acres of corn silage, and we had some stinking hogs, and I have no clue other than they stunk. That's all I know. But we worked up there for 14 months.
Did Rhonda work with you too, or was it?
Rhonda worked in the kitchen because we had a.
So this is like a full blown ranch.
This
like,
full blown ranch, yeah.
Full blown.
Like we got like the
Full-blown.
little triangle, you know, dinner suppers on kind
Yep.
of thing. Okay.
They did.
Did you actually like drive them across? Like, is there? I'm not great at geography, but did you drive them across ranges and stuff to get water, or like what'd you do?
No,
okay.
we had cows were all in sections, and a section is 640 acres.
Mm.
So the cows were divided up by sections. We had a 10,000 head feedlot, so they were all congregated in one spot. And we had crews that built fence. We had crews that fed the cows. There was a cowboy crew. Of course, they had their own office, had their own elevator, had their own mechanic. We did all that stuff up there. But anyhow, we went up in August after we graduated, and I worked the thoroughbred racehorses until the end of the year, and they were shipped. All the horses were shipped to Michigan because they had to have the babies in Michigan so they could race in Michigan. So then at that point, when all the horses were gone, I moved over to the feedlot, and I did that until we loaded up all the fat steers and sold them. And then come spring, I moved over to the cow-calf operation. So most of the time when I was up there, I rode horse 6-8 hours a day, sun up to sundown.
Just riding a horse all day, just
all day
driving
long.
cattle, doing...
Checking cattle, pulling calves, vaccinating, anything cowboy related.
So how did you get from there to CCH?
CCH was started by Westside Christian Church way back when, back in '68. And that's where I went to church when I came to Columbia. And that's where I met Rhonda. I was at church.
Who is your favorite biblical character and why?
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, that's right. We brought Bible into a Bible podcast. It's crazy.
What kind of deal is that?
It's not like you work for the Christian Campus House and met your wife in church. And
No, it makes, yeah. I think Paul is. Just all the stuff he wrote, things he did. I think that's it.
Yeah. Fair. So, at CCH, there's a lot of people that live at the houses. They, get to know each other through Bible studies and going on trips like Mexico or Barbados or the ski trip or spring retreat. And as they get to know each other, sometimes they grow a little closer. Sometimes you got bros for life. And then other times you get, a guy likes a girl and they start to connect a little bit. So what has a higher rate of success, Match.com or the note that you keep on the side of your desk with everybody who's in relationships and not in relationships?
Oh, Match.com.
Really? Wow.
No, I don't know. I keep notes. Sometimes they don't tell me what's going on either, so I don't have a clue.
So on the note, is that like a matchmaking situation, or is that just for you to keep track?
That's for me to keep track.
Yeah.
And then every now and then it bites me because somebody will break up and I won't know it.
Yeah.
And then I stick my foot in my mouth.
So are all the couples written in pencil, and then if they engaged, you get to write over it with pen?
How often do you have 3 names written on instead of just 2?
Oh my God.
I just cross them out and get them and go on.
Yeah.
I always write them in ink. I don't know.
Always in ink. Ooh, that's your first mistake.
Yeah,
That's a lot
I
of
know.
pressure.
No, it's honestly, it's confidence. Leroy's like, you know what? I think this can work out. And then, stuff happens.
I would give them a semester, then maybe write them down
That's probably a good idea.
in ink.
Oh, well, I usually find out late, too.
No, yeah. So I would personally, I would write them down in pencil, and then when I figured out they were official, marriage official, or really doing well, I would go over it with them.
What's your
Yeah, that's probably
definition
a
of
good idea.
official?
Well, engagement is very official.
I feel like that's pretty official, but
Yeah.
doing well, I'd say once I figured out they're in an established relationship, I would put them in pen. Because, I would want to know whoever's walking around. Yeah, being in the spot.
what do you think? Well, outside of engagement, because obviously, at that point, you're boom, it's happening.
Yeah.
What do you think is the social cue of okay, this is serious?
I've talked to people, and I know there's couch official. There's different levels of official, especially being in CCH.
Especially when they have the name of the couch is named after them.
Yeah,
Oh, goodness.
that's a level of
Yep.
of
If you
officialness.
think this is you and you're at CCH right now, don't worry. It's happened for years.
Yeah.
So it's not just your couch.
This wasn't always
it
yours.
was once somebody else's.
Yeah.
They just moved away and then you moved in. So
Yeah, I feel like there's definitely different levels depending on the couple and their officialness. Do you have a certain officialness radar?
Yeah, I'm just about as I'm more clueless about these things than Leroy is. People are like, they broke up, and I'm like, they were dating?
Oh no.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I have no clue.
Yeah.
So
Lydia knows more than she tells.
it's because Lydia hooked most of them up.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
wait until we interview her.
Yeah.
Was Rhonda a fan of the motorcycles at first?
Yeah, she
or-
likes it.
She did? Okay.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Was that maybe a thing that she noticed about and he was like, oh, the guy in the motorcycle?
That was our first date.
No, could be. I wrecked a bike one time with her on it, and she got burned her leg.
I didn't know that. You just wrong turn, somebody pulled in front of you, or
pulled into a driveway with gravel, and it slid out from under us.
okay.
So.
Well,
It
Was
wasn't
this in the dating phase, the marriage phase?
It was a dating phase.
Oh, and she came back. She
Yeah,
stayed
she
with
did.
you.
Yeah.
I mean, she couldn't run away at that point, so
No,
the leg was all messed up.
No, she was.
Sorry, Rhonda.
She was had.
Yeah.
Leroy, if you could tell your 20-year-old self anything, what would you tell yourself?
Oh.
Stock up on toilet paper in 2020.
Yeah. Stupid people out there. Yeah, I went to Walmart today. The toilet paper aisle was.
We've delayed him.
empty. That
We're
was-
moving on from that. Leroy, what would you tell your 20-year-old self?
He's still salty.
Just be smart about your decisions.
Mm.
Don't try not to do anything stupid.
Mm. It's like the Dwight Schrute quote from Michael Scott. Don't be an idiot. Changed my life.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yep. All right. I don't know that we have anything else, do we?
Nope, that was it.
All right, guys. Well, this has been fun. I've enjoyed it. I've never paused for a moment.
She's not loose. If she was loose, she would be here. Did your camera quit?
We continue the consistency of losing a camera recording in the middle of the podcast, which reminds me I need to check something else.
Better?
We'll find out. We either don't have a single shot of Leroy in this entire thing,
I didn't
or
use that one at all. So.
we do. So, I think that's all we got this week. So this week, what we want you guys to do, originally it was going to be like, hey, go out and go for a walk, which I think you can still do.
You can.
So that's still good. Yeah, go outside, go for a walk, get some fresh air, disconnect from social media, because it's going to be crazy right now, and it's going to continue to be crazy. Nothing that's going to be updated is really going to change. Pretty much everything's on lockdown at this point. So you staring at social media is not going to change a whole lot. Even to the extent, if you can really try and disconnect for like a full day. That might be hard and really difficult, but go find a book, just go for a walk, go for a hike, just kind of disconnect from the insanity that's going on right now. And I think it'll be good. So with that, I don't think we have anything else. So this is us signing out of this still to be named podcast.
I kind of like TBD. It kind of.
TBD?
Yeah.
TBD
Everything's
podcast?
to be determined right now. Like
Yeah.
literally everything. So.
No, that's the truth.
All right, let's call it the TBD podcast, and then I will make sure that that's not already taken somewhere on the internet.
Please do.
Good idea.
But that's it. All right, bye, guys.
Bye.